Let's jump into some of the global news happening beyond our borders with Sky News contributor Adrian Hayes joins us on a fortnightly basis. He's back in Dubai tonight. Adrian, welcome. I mean, you've been to Hong Kong plenty of times. I've been there plenty of times myself. It's almost too painful to watch that vision, isn't it?
Yeah, the ultimate nightmare, a fire in a massive tower block caused largely by bamboo scaffolding. It is very sad, but of course that's, if you get a fire, that's what's going to sadly, tragically happen in these very crowded tower blocks.
Yeah, it is. And, the UK's dealt with it themselves. And I remember going past that building on a train just after it happened. And the damage there was extraordinary. And the world started talking about, what you can do about these sort of high-rise tower fires. But let's turn our attention to Donald Trump. He's now come out today on Truth Social. So it was late at night. He's down at Mar-a-Lago. I think he's been playing golf today. We had the tragic death of one of the two National Guards people. It was a woman outside in Washington who was gunned down. He's announced a migration from third world countries completely now. He's going to stop it dead. How's he going to do this? I mean, I'm not quite sure. What's the definition of a third world country, and how's he actually going to stop this?
Yeah, I mean, you raised one of the point. I mean, look, let's say some people will scream racism straight away. Some people will say it's a knee-jerk reaction to a tragic incident, as you said. But there is this, definition of what is a third world country, and also what exactly is a permanent pause. But on the other hand, he's like him or loathe him. I keep saying this. He's not prepared to take a bold and courageous decision. He's cut, illegal immigration into the US really down to near zero. And I think, look, one of the main roles of a leader is to secure borders and the safety on the streets. And he's shown he's not prepared to sort of cushion that in any way.
Adrian, the first thing I thought of when it turned out that the gunman was out of Afghanistan, came there after the collapse of Kabul and the chaotic American withdrawal, I just couldn't help myself going back to that vision of those aircraft taking off from the Bagram Air Base with people hanging off the wings. The Americans under Biden and the way that they conducted themselves getting out of Afghanistan was a complete and utter disaster, and some of that's now come back to haunt them.
Yeah, it has, Steve. I mean, it was an embarrassment. I mean, reminiscence of Saigon 1973. But look, it's unfortunate for Afghanis. I've been there quite a few times, by the way. But the stats show themselves in the UK that the number of sexual crimes by Afghanis, by Somalians, Eritreans is 10 times what they are for other nations. So we have got a problem. And I know some people will say, well, what about the human rights of these people? As I said just now, that the human rights, the rights of citizens of any country, has to come paramount before you start looking at the rights of those from the so-called third world coming to our shores illegally or legally.
And you are having a very spirited debate, largely driven by Nigel Farage in the UK, about who does come as a migrant. I mean, on one hand, you've got a problem of illegal immigration and people flooding across the channel who shouldn't be allowed in. But on the other hand, you're still bringing migrants in from some of those countries. And we want to have the same debate in this country, Adrian, but we all get shouted at and we're told we're racist because we go, well, are we bringing the right people in from the right places to fit in with our society? What's wrong with having that debate?
Yeah, look, there's many good reasons for sustainable immigration. I'm not anti-migration, nor are you. Sustainable, though, the right quality of people, what the country needs, but also for economic reasons, for society reasons, and for environment reasons. These are never sort of touched. We have got, 46,000 or so have come this year across the channel, if I got my figures right. We don't know where these people have come from. Now, that is just one of the arguments, but also our legal immigration. We've been running about nearly 1 million a year, the size of 2 big cities in the UK. You just cannot sustain that for public services, for society, environment, as I just said. It's got to be a sensible debate. Thankfully, the world is now debating. Politicians have ignored it for so long, but the pressure from people, and I'm sure it's the same in Australia as it is in the UK, they are needing to address the issue. So there's perhaps a positive in the negative atmosphere around this subject.
Adrian, I didn't think Sir Keir Starmer could get any worse, but his flagship pledge to grow the economy and raise living standards he's delivered a budget that really doesn't look like it's going to boost productivity at all, and it's gone down like a busted lemon, hasn't it?
You're right. The scathing about this budget. Look, they pledged there wouldn't be any tax rises. They've actually put up 43 tax rises in this last budget. Now, the problem, the UK's got a problem, and it's the same with many Western countries. We are spending and living beyond our means. And I think it's not a right versus left argument about cutting public spending, about cutting debt, about cutting borrowing. It's a right versus wrong argument. And they don't get it because the government is so ideologically driven that they can't even bring themselves to cut anything that would limit that public spending purse. It's just gone well beyond control. And remember, governments don't have any money. They only have the money that the public give them in taxes and corporations give them in taxes.
Adrian, it sounds like you're describing Australia there. Good on you, mate. I'll talk to you in a couple of weeks' time. Adrian joins us there from Dubai.